No matter how advanced a weapon system appears on paper, its real value is only proven under combat conditions. The recent India-Pakistan conflict has become one such rare real-world laboratory, exposing sharp contrasts between combat-proven systems and export-oriented alternatives. According to defense analyst Brandon J. Weichert of the National Interest, this conflict delivered a damaging verdict on China's HQ-9B air defense system, while strongly validating India's investment in the Russian S-400 Triumph and the BrahMos missile. China's HQ-9B is marketed as a long-range surface-to-air missile system capable of defending against aircraft, cruise missiles, and limited ballistic threats. Its origins trace back to the Russian S-400, which China acquired in the 1990s. Over the years, Chinese engineers attempted to evolve the design by incorporating longer-range interceptors, improved radars, and modern command and control features. Some analysts believe China also studied Western radar and seeker technologies to enhance export appeal. However, Weichert describes the HQ-9B as a hybrid system lacking a clear design philosophy. Instead of being purpose-built like the S-400, it is portrayed as an amalgamation of copied technologies that function adequately in controlled conditions but struggle under electronic warfare pressure and real combat stress. Pakistan inducted the HQ-9B around 2021 to replace aging air defense assets and to counter India's growing missile and air power advantage. By 2024, the system reportedly underwent upgrades, including improved radar processing and network integration. China promoted the HQ-9B as a cost-effective substitute for the S-400, claiming near-equivalent engagement ranges and target tracking abilities. Pakistan's strategic options, however, were limited. Russia was unwilling to sell the S-400 to Islamabad due to its long-standing defense partnership with India, while Western sanctions and political risks further restricted choices. As a result, China became the only supplier willing to provide a long-range air defense system without geopolitical conditions. India's S-400 Triumph represents a different category altogether. Designed from the outset to counter stealth aircraft, cruise missiles, and ballistic threats, the S-400 uses multiple radars operating on different frequency bands, making it highly resistant to jamming. It also fires multiple missile types, allowing layered engagements at different ranges and altitudes. Weichert notes that during the conflict, India's S-400 systems dominated the air defense picture. Unlike the HQ-9B, the S-400 has decades of evolutionary refinement and has been tested extensively in operational environments, giving it a decisive edge in resilience and situational awareness. Russian military analyst Andrei Martyanov was particularly harsh in his assessment. Speaking to Weichert, he labeled the HQ-9B as an inferior imitation of Russian technology. According to Martyanov, the system failed to reliably engage supersonic threats and showed poor performance even against slower, subsonic targets. This is a critical flaw in modern air defense, where saturation attacks involving drones, cruise missiles, and decoys are common. A system that cannot handle mixed-speed threats is vulnerable to being overwhelmed. The conflict highlighted the effectiveness of India's BrahMos missile, a supersonic cruise missile jointly developed by India and Russia. Designed specifically to penetrate advanced air defenses, BrahMos combines high-speed, low-altitude flight, and aggressive terminal maneuvers. Martyanov stated that BrahMos missiles blew out Pakistan's HQ-9B batteries. This outcome reinforced India's long-standing emphasis on offensive missile capability as a way to neutralize enemy air defense rather than relying solely on aerial platforms. One of the most damaging revelations involved the HQ-9B's HT-233 engagement radar. According to Weichert, Indian electronic warfare units successfully jammed and suppressed this radar, effectively blinding the system. Once the radar was neutralized, the HQ-9B batteries lost target tracking and guidance capability. This exposed a fundamental vulnerability. The HQ-9B relies heavily on semi-active radar homing, meaning the radar must continuously illuminate targets. In a high electronic warfare environment, this not only reduces effectiveness but also exposes the radar's location to anti-radiation attacks. Pakistan reportedly deployed HQ-9B units to defend high-value targets near Lahore and Sialkot. Despite this, the system failed to intercept Indian missiles, drones, or loitering munitions. Several launchers and command vehicles were reportedly destroyed once Indian strikes penetrated the defensive bubble, compounding the issue with scale. Pakistan is believed to operate only around 12 to 18 HQ-9B launchers. In contrast, India fields more than 40 S-400 launchers integrated into a layered, network-centric air defense architecture. This numerical and structural advantage allows India to absorb losses while maintaining defensive coverage. Following the conflict, Pakistan reportedly conducted a quiet internal review of the HQ-9B's performance. Analysts cited by Weichert noted that the system's radar emissions effectively acted as a bull's eye, allowing Indian forces to plan precision attacks using multiple methods, including electronic warfare, missiles, and drones. Chinese officials reportedly blamed operator training, but both Indian and Pakistani observers pointed out that the system struggled even against slow-moving drones. This has raised doubts about whether the shortcomings were doctrinal or fundamentally technical. As confidence in Chinese air defense systems erodes, Pakistan is reportedly exploring alternatives. Turkey's Cyber Block 1 and Block 2 systems have emerged as potential candidates, particularly due to their focus on electronic warfare resilience and NATO-influenced design philosophy. Interestingly, Pakistan is also considering China's HQ-19, a higher-tier missile defense system. Weichert suggests this may be more about political signaling toward Beijing, while Islamabad quietly evaluates non-Chinese options for future air defense modernization.